Japan has decided to restart one of its sleeping nuclear reactors, Kansai Electric, which handles electricity in the southern part of Japan, a large manufacturer of or provider of electricity, has decided to restart a 42-year-old nuclear reactor. It's been on mothballs for the last 12 years. Since the nuclear reactor accident in Fukushima. So like many of the nuclear reactors throughout Japan, it was stopped. There were a couple that were just moving on a minimum basis, but for the vast majority of them, nuclear reaction plants were temporarily stopped, some of them for 12 years. This is the first one to go back online, full bore, 42 years old. So this is also in accommodation with the law that the Japanese government passed just this last year to extend the lifespan of these nuclear reactors. It was initially, they were built to last 20 years, that was extended to 40 years. And now under new legislation, they can be extended with upkeep and maintenance to 60 years. And this is the first one out of the chute. It is one of the oldest reactors in Japan. It will start producing electricity throughout the Kansai region almost immediately. So this is something of a taste of things to come, with Fukushima now in the background, with the release of the nuclear tainted water into the Japanese Sea. That is expected to be this month. That will happen. It's been reported very prominently in the press, but the release date has not been released. But the restart of the nuclear reactor is pretty important because not only is the electricity expensive and limited as a result of the nuclear reactors being shut down. I mean, at their peak before Fukushima, they were providing about 24% of all of the energy needs of the Japanese archipelago. And so that went down. LNG, oil, coal-fired plants shot up in prominence. So now this reactor restart, and this is the first, is aimed at trying to keep down the consumption of LNG gases. And they have great prospects for doing that right away. So what's going on in Ukraine, what's going on with Sakhalin 1 and Sakhalin 2, which are LNG plants run out of Russia in the Far East. They have the island of Sakhalin, their the LNG plants that are there. Japan is an investor in there, a big time investor, probably 1/3 of the shares are held by Japanese companies. So LNG is being sourced from Russia, even in spite of the sanctions. But the reliance on LNG in the absence of nuclear is going to be addressed. And this is the first shoot out of the barrel. So keep your eyes peeled for more of this sort of thing to be happening.